increase your average order value by 67% for your Shopify store, like we did for this brand. Continue watching. These 3 things I'm about to tell you are going to take about 10 minutes to implement and configure each. Let's get into it. So the 3 apps that we're going to be talking about is UpCart, post-purchase upsells with after-sell, and ka-ching bundling, right? You've probably heard of these methods before, but I don't see anyone teaching you how to actually implement these. So let's get into it. First thing we're going to talk about is UpCart. In reality, it's going to look something like this. So let me show you how in-cart upsells work in practice, right? So you know how traditional Shopify brands, what they do is you add to cart and it says that it's in your cart and you have to go to here in order to check out. UpCart adds a slider cart that lets you see it straight away. And also you can add upsell options here, as well as include things like lifetime guarantee upgrades or like shipping insurance, that kind of stuff. This is just free money. If you're selling to a US market, uptake rate on something like this is about 70%. So just imagine, let's say right now you're making 10 bucks per order profit. By adding something like this, you instantly increase your profitability by 30-ish% or so. So yeah, that's why I like using UpCart, because it removes the friction of going to a different page completely and then clicking on checkout. So that's why I use UpCart, and I'll show you how to configure that. So once you have UpCart installed, you're going to want to go into cart editor. Design wise, obviously upload all of the colors for the brand. Make sure the slider cart is enabled. The announcements, I don't really like to use because it looks really tacky. So make sure that's disabled. Rewards is a really good one. That's this part right here. So I like having a free shipping threshold reward all the time. Or you can do the type of reward which incentivizes people to add extra items in exchange for discounts and free products. Upsells is a pretty good one. I don't have it enabled for this store, but it's going to look something like this. Super helpful to have, but just not for this store. Add-ons wise, I always like to use shipping protection. This is like, it's honestly just free money. If you take nothing away from this video, just add some shipping protection. You're going to make a shit ton more profit, right? Additional note section, leave this blank. Discount codes, leave this blank. Make sure trust badges is enabled. And also express payments is super, super key, right? So make sure Apple Pay is ticked, because if they're on an Apple device, like if you're running traffic ads from Instagram and Facebook, most likely a lot of the time they're going to have Apple Pay on their devices, right? So make sure this is enabled. That way they can speed up the checkout process. And that's how you enable UpCart. Believe it or not, it's actually taught in many paid dropshipping courses, but yeah, it's like super easy. Next, we're going to talk about how to add post-purchase upsells. There's obviously other apps by like Bold Commerce, Zipify, all of that stuff. Aftersell is probably the cheapest option because it has the lowest monthly subscriptions, and also I don't think it takes a percentage of revenue. So in terms of funnels, these are the 2 funnels that I recommend. You can split it by high average order values, or you can split it by product specific upsells. I like to normally do it by average order value, and I've seen a lot of clients, generally speaking, do it by average order value or number of items purchased. But basically, to add something like this is super easy. You just want to click add funnel, name the funnel however you want to name it, and then you want to hit start from scratch. You can either choose to show a funnel to every single customer, or you can enable it by specific triggers. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to take this because how you choose the triggers is going to be specific to the type of product that you're selling. So just hit save and next, and you're going to go to the one-click upsell. Now, once you're in this page, what you're going to do is you're going to choose a upsell product, obviously make it relevant to the person. So I'm just going to hit specific upsell, and I'm going to show you like a demo, right? So once you do that, you're going to hit create offer, and you're going to be taken to this kind of like landing page. From a text perspective, this is pretty okay. If you're a brand that utilizes emojis, feel free to add them. And in terms of timer, that's a pretty good urgency factor. Generally speaking, with colors, this is where it's kind of important. So for example, with the timer, we would definitely edit the background color to be more specific to the brand. So in this case, it would be a more pinkish tone. Changing the text is super helpful, and you can also play around with like discount percentages of the upsell product. Just remember, they've already placed their order, right? So any revenue that you extract from this order is going to be hugely profitable. So let's say your landed cost of goods sold is $10. Even if you sell it for $15, that $5 is extra profit. So feel free to discount the shit out of your products right here, because you have very little reason to not do that. The only case I can think of is if you're selling a consumable product and you're going to want to try to upsell people onto subscriptions. then obviously, you know, make sure your discounting is not too aggressive because it disincentivizes people to subscribe later on. So of course you can play around with a bunch of this stuff, but generally speaking, that's how the landing page is going to look. You can also have other upsells where it's like, if it's accepted, you upsell them something else. If it's declined, then downsell something else. In terms of the actual strategy here, generally speaking, if you're selling a consumable product like cosmetics, supplements, that kind of stuff, or food, drinks, that kind of stuff. In the first initial upsell, you just want to upsell them the most expensive item. And you do that by clicking here, choosing the upsell product, and then you choose single product and you choose most expensive or least expensive. So the least expensive would be used as a downsell, the most expensive would be used as an upsell. And the second upsell, generally speaking, is going to be a specific product that is tailored to what they order, right? So for example, if you're selling skincare and they bought a moisturizer, you might want to upsell them some toner or something like that, right? So once that's done, you want to bring them to a custom thank you page. And it's, again, really simple to edit. You can even add some upsells on the thank you page. Personally, I just don't really like adding too much urgency, but that's kind of like how you do that. And you want to hit save and finish, publish the funnel, and it's good to go. The uptake rate with upsell funnels on the post-purchase side of things is going to be somewhere between 10 to 15%. So you can generally expect around the same in terms of average order value increase from your existing order. Now, let's talk a little bit about ka-ching bundles. So the reason why I like bundling is because one of the things on traditional dropshipping stores that's really annoying, or just Shopify brands in general, is the quantity selector. This is a really easy way of people selecting higher quantities of a product and highlighting the discount that they're going to receive as a result of ordering more in the same order. So how you would configure this is, I would just call it like bundle and save, block title, bundle and save. You select the specific products that you want to use it for from a visibility standpoint. And then layout, I always recommend the vertical stacking because that's how you want it to show up on mobile. And in terms of variants, like, you can just play around with this however you want, really. It's fairly straightforward. So once that's done, you want to go down here and make sure you're customizing the colors and the fonts and everything. So one of the things that you can do is, for example, if you're more of a pill-shaped type of brand, then obviously make the corner radiuses suit the CTA buttons, that kind of stuff. Make sure you have all of the colors set on point, and you can play around with the copy a little bit. And once that's done, you're going to have bundles done and dusted. So if you implement these three things, generally speaking, you can increase your revenue by anywhere from 15 to about 30%. And this revenue is basically pure profit minus cost of goods sold for additional products upsold, right? So hope you found this useful. If you're an e-com brand doing $1 million a year or more, book in a call, link in the description. We can help you scale the share of your email marketing.